Welcome to Love's Teaching Will Travel. This is our first episode, and in this episode, you're going to get to know a little bit about me, my mission for this podcast, and what's in store for you. So, let's get started. My name is KJ. I love to travel. It's one of my favorite things to do, and for the past 6 years, I've been traveling from the US to Europe, the Caribbean, and even Canada. My first trip to Europe was in 2016. It was a trip to Finland, and I have to say, this was definitely one of the best trips I'd ever been on, and up until then, I had never gone to Europe, so everything was new. I was just looking forward to meeting people and trying different foods, and everything that happened on that trip was like a dream. I'm passionate about travel. I'm passionate about photography. I even took photography lessons in high school. I love being able to share my experiences, and I think one of the things I want to bring to this podcast is just being able to talk about what I do on my travel blog, which I've had since 2016, and also bring together those aspects of my actual job to this podcast. So, I don't usually talk about this, but I have a secret. I'm a teacher. I work in education. I'm not only passionate about travel, I'm also passionate about teaching and being able to work with children as an early childhood educator, and then later on in my career, work in higher education, supporting teachers, supporting upcoming teachers, and helping them to find passion in what they do and loving this field. I've decided to bring my two loves together. So, Love's Teaching Will Travel. Many people will hear that and wonder, what is she talking about? Well, my goal here is to connect those people who love their job, they love to teach, they want to be able to continue working, whether it's online or teaching in person, but they also love to travel and they want to take a little bit of a break from where they are and explore the world. So I want to bring together not just information from what I have and my own resources and my own knowledge about teaching and travel, but I'm hoping to get together a great group of people who would be able to join us on this podcast to talk about teaching abroad, being able to find resources for teaching abroad, as well as being able to come together and support each other as a group, perhaps on Facebook or Instagram, but just being able to build community around teaching and travel and opportunities that are out there for us. Now, looking back at my teaching career, one of the highlights has to be looking at what teaching looks like in other countries. A lot of us here are burnt out in the US. We're tired. We're looking at our field and saying, is this really what I want to do the rest of my life? And people are leaving. People are going into tech. People are going into finance. And a lot of the amazing people who love to teach are putting their hands up and saying, no thanks. So in my daily job, I find it important to motivate my teachers and help them feel that what they're doing has purpose and has cause. And sometimes, even though you have purpose and cause, you might need a little bit of a break. And so being able to see what teaching looks like in other environments, it's a great way to recharge, learn some new techniques, and think about how you can bring your love of teaching back into an environment that works for you and works for the children or adults you're teaching. Moving forward, I'm pushing to connect I'm pushing to expand and encourage more people to travel abroad, see what teaching abroad is like, whether it's going on an education tour, such as the one I went on in 2016, or doing a brief study abroad program where you're able to do some teaching English work, whether it's Spain or France. I'm really pushing to encourage more people to do this because not only will you retain that passion for teaching, not only will you retain that passion and that love for travel, but you'd be able to gain some insight and bring some of these things back with you if you decide to your own classrooms back home. Now, because it's just me here today, I'm going to take a mini break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about opportunities that might be out there. Not just teaching tours or study abroad, but what opportunities are out there for us that can help us build that bridge between teaching and travel that I'm so excited about. Now we're back. So I remember last time I said we were going to talk about different programs that would be available if you were interested in teaching and going abroad to a variety of countries. Now, there are some programs that are available to elementary teachers, high school teachers, even college professors. This is the time for you to do your homework, literally. It's important to look at what's out there. There are resources available. There are bloggers. There are, YouTubers. There are people who are out there that are willing to share information and help you. And here in our own little collective, in our own community that we're creating, we're going to also have a lot of information to share as well. So some of the programs that are out there include Fulbright. So if you've never heard of Fulbright, now it's the time to jump on their website, see what they have. There are short-term programs, long-term programs. There are language assistant programs. There are opportunities for people to go abroad for summer programs. If you are interested, you need to apply, get your documentation together. First and foremost, make sure your passport is up to date. I know right now there's a lot of backlog, so if you're interested in heading out over the next year, over the next 12 to 18 months, make sure your passport is up to date. There are also grant programs available. Don't be afraid to see what grant programs are available, whether in your city, your state, or even nationally, that can help you get an opportunity to go abroad. There are also programs like EF College Tours or the American Council for International Education that have opportunities that will help you go abroad short term to learn more about a country, perhaps learn a language that would help you to gain some more perspective and bring that back to your classroom. There are also country-specific programs, such as those in Japan or Spain or even Qatar and Saudi Arabia. It's important to look at these government websites, see what the requirements are, see what your education background should be, whether they are looking for certified teachers, whether they are looking for language assistants as well. It's important to get the information that you need so you can start doing your research, start doing your homework to find the program that will help you get abroad. Again, we're here because we love teaching, but we also love travel. Now, before we wrap up our first episode, I have to say, check out my blog. I'm available at kjaroundtheworld.com. I have so much information on my blog relating to food, travel, local travel, international travel. It's a great way to connect with me, your podcast host, and it's also a great way to learn more about opportunities that might be available to you, such as heading to Finland or Sweden, which is what I did when I first started traveling and getting to know more about education and travel. You can also find me on Instagram at always_travel_light. This is my fun little space where I post some pictures and food and video. And if you're interested, it's a great way to connect with me one-on-one, especially if you have some questions for me. And it's a great way to introduce yourself to me if you're interested in being a part of this podcast community. So again, it's been great. I'm so happy I was finally able to start this podcast. I'm excited about what's to come and all that we'll talk about. I'm excited about the guests we'll be having, some who are travelers, some who've moved abroad and have decided to stay there. So it's great to hear from different voices and different people who will help to inspire us and help us to find the tools and resources we need to pretty much live our passion and live our life as people who love to teach and people who love travel. So I look forward to another podcast with you. I will see you another time. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.